we're going to take out the large shrub. RIP me. So anytime you wish to take out a large shrub, start by clipping it heavily. I mean, if you've got a kind of nice clear stem and clear kind of visage, take your saw out, cut the top off, mulch the top bits. If you don't, cut it back until you see a frame, start sawing that frame down until you get to a stump. Alright, well, let me just show you. So you can see instantly how that opens such a giant space. When you have all these big blocks, you're really stopping the eye moving. You're really downplaying the size of a border. So a great thing to do after you've done a real heavy prune is gather all your material like this, and let me show you what to do. See already this robin on this fence is curious, and off he goes. So I've taken all this stuff, and I did it for when we pruned in spring as well. So you can see almost like a hedge. The stuff that I cut in spring has now dried, forming almost like a structure. And then in autumn, when we put the green stuff, it acts like a canopy. This stuff on your fence line, not even. Save some, don't compost it all, and don't take it all to the dump. This is invaluable habitat and shelter for wildlife as we go into winter, because ultimately things like bees and hedgehogs and ladybirds help us garden better and provide an invaluable natural pesticide to our gardens. Right, so step one, there's a little robin rummaging around already. So step one, remove the whole canopy, all the green stuff. You're left with just the sticks. So once you've got that, let's go get the saw. Now I've done this a few times and I'm going to pass on my wisdom. You might be tempted to cut with the saw all of the heavier wood here, the thicker wood, all the way to the base. Let's see if I can show you, all the way to the base. We will almost cut at ground level. If you leave maybe the strongest one up to about maybe a foot, it can help you create a kind of lever that you can kind of push and tug that might help you lift the root ball. So that's what I do. I always leave kind of about a foot high, and we can sometimes use that as leverage. Right, now the fun part, dig in the bloody hole. So you can see we've got our stump left. Well, I say stump, our series of kind of stumpy things. We want to dig around, make a trench, okay. Start with maybe a foot away from that crown, and then just dig a nice trench all the way around it. This is undoubtedly one of the hardest jobs in the garden. Sweaty. I mean, it's only 12 degrees today. Wow. As you can see, we're slowly making a trench. At this stage might be a good idea, get the watering can or a hose and absolutely soak this. It'll make it so much easier. See our water trench slowly seeping in. I need a coffee break big time. Coffee, water, the whole lot. This little robin's just been following me around all day. It's the cutest thing. Hello. Just waiting for the worms. By the time I come to editing this, and if by somehow, some miracle, this looks easy to you, it really isn't. There is no harm, no loss of pride calling in the professionals. However, they'll cut your stuff down, but stump removal either they won't do or it'll cost extra. There is a reason for that. This is the worst bloody job, I think. So it's not for the faint of heart. But if you want a true renovation, you've gone into a new place, or you've got an old shrub that's just not doing it for you anymore, doing it yourself ain't easy. Alright, back and ready for battle. I'm incredibly sweaty, but we've done it. The last step, dig your trench. So the last step, dig your trench. Put a load of, I can't even speak. Dig your trench, put a load of water in your trench, walk away. Let the robins come, get at the little worms. You have a coffee and rest, because even though it's been difficult up until this point, the worst is still to come. You'll start to find main kind of roots. You'll have to get your saw in and slice those, okay? A lot of people will just take their evergreen shrub, slice it at the base, maybe put some soil on top, start planting around it. But what happens? Man, nature is resilient. That thing might keep coming back, and you're either going to have to take the time and effort to go back and keep cutting it, or if you turn around, you might find that the perennials that you want to be flowering and all nice, not doing great. You've got this great whopping big shrub coming back to rear its face. That's why it's important to take as much out as you can. But remember, it's stuff like this that you can mulch down and compost for your garden, or use it to give your local wildlife a little home. Right, so this is now what we're looking like. You can see big bare patch, and we've got all these. For what's left of the year, I'll be keeping you up to date with the garden. We might have a couple little more DIY projects back here where I keep renovating this and turning it hopefully into something a bit magical. So until then folks, cheerio.